Mathmates, and welcome sa ating panibagong lesson. This is the continuation of rational numbers. Our topic today is all about converting fraction to decimal and vice versa. So what is decimal number? Decimal number, like the fraction, this is also a part of a whole. So hindi siya buo. So ito yung mga butal, okay? So in figure, ang decimal number ay ganito ang itsura. So, sa decimal number, meron tayong makikitang point. So, ang tawag dyan ay decimal point. Lahat ng nasa left part ng decimal point, yan po yung mga whole numbers. Lahat naman ng nasa right part ng decimal point, yan yung tinatawag natin na decimal numbers. Okay, kung ang ating mga whole numbers ay may place values, ang ating decimal numbers ay meron ding place value. So, isa-isayin natin yung place values ng decimal number. So, yung nasa tabi ng decimal point, ang unang digit ng decimal number ay may what we call the tens. Next is what we call the hundreds. We have the thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 billions, and etc. So on and so forth. Okay, ano napansin natin sa place value ng decimal number? The place value of a decimal number ends with THS. Okay? While the place value of a whole number, it ends with S only. So yun yung pinagkaiba nila. Let us identify first the place value of the underlying decimal digit. So in here, we have tens. Next example, the place value is hundreds. Next is 10,000. Next example, the place value is thousands. Last is 100,000. So how to read the following decimal numbers? So in reading decimal numbers, the place values are very important. So let's have the example number 1. So in here, we have 0.7. So in proper reading of decimal numbers, sa tamang pagbasa ng decimal numbers, ito po ay binabasa as 7 tenths. Hindi na natin binabasa yung 0 kasi wala naman siyang value. Okay? That is a whole number na walang value. So, ang babasahin na lang natin ay yung decimal number. Ang basa dyan ay 7 tenths. 7, yung number, tapos yung place value ng 7 which is tenths. Example number 2, we have 2.45. So, paano siya basahin in proper way? So, yan ay binabasa as 2 and 45 hundredths. So, always remember that the decimal point, yan ay binabasa as end. Okay, next example. 15.104. So, paano siya basahin in proper way? So, that is 15 and 104 thousandths. So, kung ano yung last digit ng decimal point, dun tayo magbabase ng place value niya. So, ito ay binabasa as 15 and 104 thousandths. Next is we have 6 and 59 10 thousandths. So again, ito ay binabasa as 6 and 59 10 thousandths. Last, we have 30 and 8 hundredths. Let us now convert fractions to decimal numbers. So paano nga ba gawing decimal numbers ang fraction? To convert fractions in decimal form, all we need to do is to divide the numerator by the denominator. So let us convert this fraction to decimal number. So we have here 3 over 4. So we will use long division. So always remember that the numerator is our dividend. So sa loob siya susulat. So that is 3 divided by the denominator, which is our divisor, 4. Okay, 3 divided by 4, that is cannot be. So that is 0. Then put decimal point. And then magdagdag tayo ng 0 sa dividend. So meron na tayong 30. 30 divided by 4, that is 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 30 minus 28, that will give us 2. 2 divided by 4 is still cannot be. So what are we going to do? We will borrow. So add 0 doon sa dividend ulit. Then bring down 0. So meron na tayong 20. 20 divided by 4, that is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. Since 0 na yung nakuha natin, we will already stop there. So ang sagot dito po ay 0.75 or 75 hundredths. Example number 2, we have 1 over 5 or 1/5. Again, divide the numerator by the denominator. So here we have 1, sa labas yung 5. 1 divided by 5 cannot be, so that is 0. Put decimal point, borrow 0 from the dividend. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. So ang sagot po dito ay 0 and 2 tenths. Okay, next we have 1 over 6. So again, divide the numerator by the denominator. So 1 divided by 6. So that is 0. So put another 0 on the dividend. 10 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. 10 minus 6 is 4. So 4 divided by 6 cannot be. So put another 0 in the dividend again. Then bring down 0. So we have 40. 40 divided by 6, that will give us 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Then 40 minus 36 is 4. 4 divided by 6 cannot be. So put another 0 again in the dividend. Then bring down. We have 40. 40 divided by 6 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 40 minus 36 is 4. So ano napansin natin dito sa long division na ito? Paulit-ulit lang. So kapag ganyan ang scenario na makita ninyo sa inyong mga i-divide, stop na. All you need to do is to write a bar doon sa top ng digit na paulit-ulit. So ang sagot dito is 0.16 tapos merong bar sa taas or 0.16 tapos 6 ulit tas lagyan ng tatlong tuldok kahit ano dyan sa dalawa. Next example, we have 4 divided by 11. So 4 divided by 11 cannot be, so put 0 and then decimal point, then put another 0 in the dividend. 40 divided by 11, that is 3. 3 times 11 is 33. 40 minus 33 is 7. 7 divided by 11 cannot be, so put another 0, bring down 0. 70 divided by 11 is 6. 6 times 11 is 66. 70 minus 66 is 4. 4 divided by 11 cannot be, so let us put 0 again. 40 divided by 11 is 3. 3 times 11 is 33. 40 minus 33 is 7. 7 divided by 11 is cannot be, so another 0. 70 divided by 11 is 6. 6 times 11 is 66. 70 minus 66 is 4. So again, ito po ay magiging paulit-ulit na lang din. So lagyan na lang natin na bar sa taas. So ang sagot dito ay 0 and 36 hundredths na may bar sa taas or 0 and 36 hundredths tas tatlong tuldok. Ito, ang sagot na nakuha natin is what we call the repeating decimals. Sometimes, in converting fractions to decimal numbers, hindi na tayo magdi-divide. Titignan lang natin yung denominator and then we will use the place values of the decimal numbers. For example, 3/10 or 3 over 10. Our denominator is 10. Ang basa natin dyan ay tenths. Tama? So, kapag ginawa natin itong decimal number, our numerator should be in tenths place. So, kapag ginawa natin yan, that will become 0 and 3 tenths. So, 0.3. Next example is 20 hundredths. So, yung nasa denominator, yan ay binabasa natin as hundreds. So, kapag sinulat natin to into decimal number, we will have 0.20. The numerator should end at the hundreds place. So, 0.20. Next, we have 6 and 45 hundredths. So, dito meron tayong whole number. So, kapag sinulat in decimal number, meron din tayong whole number. So, 6 and yung decimal point, 45 hundredths. So, 6 and 45 hundredths. So, 6.45. Next is 400 over 1,000 or 400,000. So, yan ay sinusulat ng 0.400. The last digit should end at thousands place. So, tens, hundreds, thousands. So, paano naman kapag ganito? 9 over 1,000 or 9,000. So, paano yan isulat? Into decimal number. So, we will have 0 and ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. So, the numerator should be in thousands place. So, ganito siya isulat in decimal number. So, paano naman mag-convert ng decimal numbers into fraction? In converting decimal numbers to fraction, it is very important that you know the place value of the decimal numbers. Kasi, mahalaga siya sa pagsulat ng fraction. So, gawin nating fraction yung unang example. So, here we have 0 and 3 tenths. So, paano kaya ito isusulat into fraction? So, dito, mahalaga ang place value. Katulad ng sabi ko kanina, alamin natin yung place value ng decimal number. So, ano bang place value ng 3 dito? The place value is tenths. Now, paano ito isulat into fraction? So, tandaan na yung decimal digit natin, yan yung isusulat natin sa numerator. So, dito, we will have 3. And then, yung denominator natin, yung place value. Since the place value of 3 here is tenths, our denominator is 10. So, the fraction is 3 over 10. Next example, we have 0 and 45 hundredths. So, ano ang ilalagay natin sa numerator? Yung 45. Our denominator is the place value of our decimal number. So, the place value of this one is hundredths. So, ano ang ating denominator? So, our denominator is 100. So, our answer is 45 over 100. Next is 4 and 125,000. So, paano ito isulat into fraction? So, we have 4 as the whole number. Then, yung 125 isusulat sa numerator. Yung denominator is the place value of 5. So, ano place value ng 5 dito? Thousands. So, the denominator here is 1,000. Paano naman kapag repeating decimals? Katulad nito, we have here 0.333333, hindi natatapos. So, paano natin gagawin niyang decimal number? So, dito, ganun pa din ang mangyayari. Pero, tandaan na magma-minus 1 tayo sa denominator. So, minus 1 in the denominator. Since this is a repeating decimal, yung first example natin, pwede natin tong isulat as 0.3 na merong bar sa taas. Kasi paulit-ulit lang naman yung 3. So, paano natin to gagawing fraction? So, again, ganun ulit. Yung decimal digit natin, isusulat sa numerator, which is 3. Then, yung denominator natin, yung place value ng decimal digit. So, ano yung place value nito? That is tenths. Tama? So, dahil tenths ang place value nito, our denominator here is 10. However, since this is a repeating decimal, the condition is always minus 1. So, minus 1 sa ating denominator. So, that will give us 3 over 9, or yung simplest form niya is 1 over 3. 0.48, 48, 48, 48, 48. So, kapag sinulat natin yan ng maikse, that is 0.48 na merong bar sa taas. Now, let us write it into fraction form. So, our numerator is our decimal digit, which is 48. Then, our denominator is the place value, which is 100. So, 100 tapos minus 1. Since this is a repeating decimal. So, 48 over 99. Another example, we have here 2 and 14, 14, 14, and so on and so forth. So, sulat natin na maiksi yan. That is 2.14 na may bar sa taas. So, paano siya isulat into fraction? Of course, meron tayo ditong whole number. Therefore, in our fraction, we will also have a whole number, which is 2. Sa numerator, ilalagay ang 14. Sa denominator ay yung place value. The place value of 4 here is hundreds. So, meron tayong denominator na 100 minus 1 because this is a repeating decimal. So, the final answer is 2 and 14 over 99.
Yan lamang po para sa ating lesson for today. Thank you for listening and see you again on our next lesson.